From a goal that sounds like lightning to a goal that almost cuts off a player's leg, these are the 35 unstoppable goals that felt like a rocket. And at number 35, we have a rocket goal that was promised.
To the center, Ibrahimovic.
Raja Nainggolan told reporters before kickoff he was gonna score against Juventus. So when the time came, he smacks it from range with the confidence of someone who'd already seen the future. The man had literally warned everyone it was coming. That's not luck, that's a promise kept with interest. But when Adriano asked Seedorf to let him take the free kick, which was basically like asking to borrow someone's Ferrari on your first day, then he stepped up and hit it like the ball owed him money. The net stretched like it was crying for help, and if that sounds like a cheat code, wait till you see science give up trying to explain what happened next. Roberto Carlos placed the ball 40 yards out.
It's what, all of 30 yards, Andy?
Why not?
Basically in another time zone. He took some steps back and launched a boomerang. The goalkeeper froze.
Believe it! What a goal we have just seen!
Hell, Roberto Carlos embarrassed the laws of physics in front of 80,000 people. But even Carlos would tip his hat to what came next. 6 minutes into the game against Porto, the ball comes to Ronaldo 40 yards out. Rio Ferdinand is literally screaming from the sidelines, "No, no, no, pass the ball!" Because he knew what was about to happen. Ronaldo didn't even blink. The ball turns into a guided missile. The crowd went absolutely mental. As if that wasn't enough, Tony Yeboah did something that made grown men question reality. The ball bounces loose in the box. Tony Yeboah says thank you very much. He winds up like he's trying to send that ball into orbit. Fans lost their minds. Still gets replayed like it happened yesterday because some sounds you don't just hear, you feel them in your chest. But when Arjen Robben cuts inside, like literally everyone knew he would, the defender knows exactly what's coming. Robben smacks it with 190 kilometers per hour of pure disrespect. Even Jurgen Klopp looked impressed, but this next one didn't just explode. It made the whole stadium feel the shockwave. When the ball came out to Scholes just outside the box, he didn't think twice. He did this. It sounded like the ball was in actual pain. You don't forget a thunderbolt like that, especially when it's coming from a ginger wizard. Okay, let's break things down. It was the final minute of the FA Cup final. Liverpool is trailing 3-2. Gerrard could barely stand up. Then the ball dropped from the sky. Then this happened. It flew in like a rocket.
Oh goodness me! What a strike from Steven Gerrard!
They called it the Gerrard final after that, because one man literally dragged an entire team back from the dead with his right boot. And still it was nothing compared to what Alan Shearer did. Alan Shearer stood over that free kick like he'd executed 1,000 others. One step back and he gave a full swing of those tree trunk legs. The net didn't stop it, it just survived the encounter. But David Hirst released a missile so fast you needed slow motion just to see what the hell happened. Arsenal tried to clear it. Keyword tried. David Hirst was near the edge of the box, and then he pulls back those cannons he calls legs and does this. It's gone before anyone can even blink. Off the crossbar, nearly snapped the thing in half. Pure chaos captured in one explosive second. But modern football boots made things even more terrifying. Just like when a loose ball came into the midfield. Ibrahim Singare steps into it without a care in the world. It flies like a bullet train. The goalkeeper didn't die. He froze like he'd seen a ghost. And that shot was still not as terrifying as this Brazilian monster, the Incredible Hulk. He's called the Incredible Hulk for a reason. Because when he stood over that kick like he knew exactly what was about to happen and gave him a Hulk smash. You could literally hear the metal complaining about the abuse. That ball barely survived Hulk's free kick. But Zlatan's? It never stood a chance.
To the center, Ibrahimovic.
He'd already scored twice against Anderlecht, and their defenders were starting to get comfortable. Fatal error. The ball rolled into Zlatan's space just outside the box. He stepped up and smashed it like he was launching a satellite into space.
That is clear and strike from Ibrahimovic.
150 kilometers per hour of Swedish power. The goalkeeper rooted to the spot like a statue. It was that kind of goal that makes you forget which team you support. Okay, back to the script. Newcastle were down against Tottenham. Then the ball slipped to Obafemi Martins at the edge of the box. He took one step forward and absolutely detonated that thing. The shot exploded past everyone like the goal was made of paper. That's pure Nigerian dynamite, changing everything in one moment. But when Townsend scored a goal, it got him confused. Townsend looked confused when it actually went in. Manchester City's unbeaten run ended by one clean hit from a Crystal Palace magician, and that's absolutely nothing compared to when the crossbar nearly got split in half, because at number 20, we're about to see dangerous shots. And when I say dangerous, trust me, I mean it. Federico Valverde runs into it at full speed and didn't slow down. Didn't think twice about the consequences. He just smacks it with everything he's got. The ball went in like a bullet. You could feel the entire goal shaking from the impact. That crossbar will be remembered in the future as history. Speaking of history, in the 1992 European Cup final, in a match against Sampdoria, Barcelona gave the ball to their defender. And guys, this was magic. 250 goals in his career as a defender, but this one handed Barcelona their first ever European crown. And speaking of power merchants who changed history, it was a free kick against Arsenal, 35 yards out. The commentator literally says, too far for Ronaldo to think about it. But Ronaldo thinks very differently about distance. He steps up and launches a rocket that breaks every law of reasonable shooting. Keeper dives late. The Arsenal crowd goes from confident to stunned in 0.5 seconds. But this wasn't even his most outrageous moment, because when Cristiano was deep in Osasuna territory, he just hammers it with zero backlift like he's operating heavy machinery. The goalkeeper didn't even attempt to move. Sometimes it's the quiet guys who deliver the most devastating blows. Morten Gamst released a shot from a cannon. You could literally see the net surrender on impact, but this next thunderbolt didn't just score, it knocked European giants out of the Champions League. In a quarterfinal match, Manchester United looked totally in control until one sloppy pass, and David did what he's always good at, bringing down giants. He released a slingshot like a sniper rifle that ended Manchester United's European dreams early, but this next play lived to ruin your celebration completely. In a Portuguese league match, the not all players thought they were safe when they gave away a soft foul near the box. Then Ronnie Heberson stepped up for the free kick and took a shot so hard the ball practically disappeared. That was 210 kilometers per hour, and I'm not even kidding. The keeper didn't try to stop it, he just got out of the way like it was a literal bullet. But still can't be compared to what Messi did when Barcelona had no hope. Barcelona were already down, and absolutely nothing was working against PSG. Then the ball lands at Lionel Messi's feet, 25 yards out from goal. He launches it like a guided missile with a personal vendetta. But this next thunderbolt took a man's life. Leg. John Arne was about to release a cannon 40 yards out. He runs up like he's charging into battle, and then boom! It took Alan Smith's leg along for the ride. Now that wasn't football. It was basically a weapon test conducted live on the field. I feel sorry for him. But when South Africa hosted the 2010 World Cup, then Diego Forlan stepped up from a distance with that golden touch of his. He hits it with no respect for dreams, dips like it's following GPS coordinates, yet it wasn't close to what Lucas did. It was legendary. When Germany was on the counterattack against Australia, Lucas Podolski loads up that legendary left foot and releases a rocket at 180 kilometers per hour. That strike was like getting hit by lightning made of leather, and that wasn't even the deadliest German strike of that tournament. In a World Cup semi-final, Bronkhorst pulls a trigger from way out wide. It screams into the top corner like it's been shot from a sniper rifle. Now, seeing this kind of violence in the Champions League tells you that there are more. Just before halftime against Deportivo, the ball rolls out to the far side where Raul Garcia is waiting. Garcia puts his foot through that ball with pure rage and does this. Even his own coach froze on the sideline like he'd witnessed a crime. But you can't compare it to Alexander Aliyev. Just when Panama made the mistake of giving away a foul against Ukraine, they released a secret weapon. Alexander Aliyev stepped up to take it, and this happened. And if that was Ukraine's secret weapon, wait till you see South Korea's speed trap. Eddie Bosnar lines up a free kick with pure violence. Most powerful shot in Korean football history, and the goalkeeper didn't even bother waving goodbye to the ball. But now we're about to witness something that broke a 28-year-old curse in the most dramatic way possible. Manchester City are drawing against Leicester, and the ball lands for Vincent Kompany 30 yards out from goal. Everyone in the stadium starts yelling. Then, that one shot basically handed Manchester City the Premier League title. Sometimes, even defenders have enough rage stored up to change history. Because when Drogba held the ball, he aimed from way out and then boom, the ball leaves the earth. Even the replay looks scared. That was a shot with the intent to destroy, but there's still one more strike that felt almost completely illegal. When Tottenham was trailing against Liverpool, 10 minutes left on the clock, and desperation was all that was left. Victor Wanyama pulled a trigger. That ball hit with so much Kenyan power, it's probably still flying somewhere over East Africa right now. Bournemouth's keeper steps out. Caicedo looks up from behind the halfway line and fires. That ball takes flight like it's got a passport and a plan.
Oh, Caicedo!
Longest Chelsea goal in years, but Caicedo wasn't the only one ignoring logic. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The powerful shots that makes referee run out of fields. They say Hamid Mandarali's free kick hit 230 kilometers per hour. They also say the ball was never quite the same after that encounter. Mandarali lined it up against 1860 Munich and did the unbelievable. That shot made history and made him a legend. Now, these goals were not only impressive, but they defied physics and human physiology. Drop your best moment in the comment section and hit the subscribe button for more clips like this.